couple of weekends ago, my internet decided to make like a tree and leave, and it just full on died on us. And I am one of those people that doesn't watch TV. I don't have cable, I don't have Sky, I don't even have Freeview, I don't even have an aerial, so I can't even watch TV. All my music is like on Spotify, so mostly internet related. I have some books, but like that's not engaging enough for me, and I was like, I have nothing to do, so I decided to channel my inner isolation from being an iPad kid off of the internet. I'm not an iPad kid. And I decided to build an off-the-grid house in The Sims, because if you feel isolated and deserted, I'm gonna make my Sims feel like it as well. So I built a house. It's not a starter home. It is limited packs though. If I remember rightly, it's only 3 packs. So let's go and see the video. So I'm pretty sure this is just cottage living, base game, and horse ranch. I think that's all it is. Is cottage living even in it? I feel like it is, but I can't remember. So I'll check that like at the end, and I'll put it on the screen somewhere as to what packs are in this one. But it is limited pack. Oh no, it's not cottage living. It's eco lifestyle. Obviously because you need that for off the grid anyway. So yeah, so I just kind of felt isolated. I was like, I need to channel this somehow, and I thought it's good inspiration. I've been kind of like running low on inspiration for builds lately. I have got some video ideas like lined up and stuff, but I've been a little bit like lacking on what to actually build. Also, if there's any jump cuts or if at any point this video misaligns with what I'm saying, it's because I've had to pause to sneeze. My hay fever has been really, not hay fever really, it's my allergies have been really bad today. So apologies for the sniffing. I've been sneezing like mad today. It's been insane. If you don't know, I have a cat allergy and I have 3 cats. I didn't always have the allergy. I got that after I had COVID last year. No, 2022 when I had COVID. I then got a cat allergy after that, so, or developed a cat allergy, I guess. So I always suffer every single day of my life. Love that. How emo is that? Fitting with the theme. But anyway, yeah, so I just decided, I don't even know what I was saying anymore. I decided to build an off-the-grid house. I don't want to do too many packs. I was going to make it just eco lifestyle and base game. But there's not really many lights for off the grid for eco lifestyle, apart from like the base game candles and stuff. I would have thought that more like kind of ceiling lights or wall lights would have come in to the game, but there really wasn't much. And I was like, I think there's like 2 lights which are basically candles and really bad lights. So I was like, well, I don't want to have just really bad lighting in the whole place. I want to have some sort of ceiling light that is off the grid and, you know, would just be easy, like good lights or something. So I went through literally all the packs, and sorry about that pause there, by the way. I went through all the packs, literally all of them, like, and I was like, right, which one has a good enough amount of like off the grid lights, like a good variation, so I can have some wall lights, I can have some ceiling lights, and maybe like an outdoor light. And honestly, there's like not really many off the grid lights in general, which is really insane. So I decided to stick with Horse Ranch because Horse Ranch has this really nice candelabra, which you'll see later on. But yeah, it was just a bit like annoying, to be honest. I did want to keep it limited packs, but I feel like with 3 packs it's not that bad. And you know, you can replace the lights with something else if you don't want to have, or if you don't have Horse Ranch, or if you don't want to use any other pack sort of thing. So you can do that, that's entirely up to you. But yeah, so back to my internet. So that kind of, me and my husband watching dinner, no. We were eating dinner and we just finished dinner and we went to go watch the rest of the video, and then I was going to come and get ready for stream. And then all of a sudden the YouTube just kept buffering, and like it was like playing the audio but not the video. And that used to happen a lot because we watch YouTube on the Xbox, so that used to happen quite a lot back in the day, where YouTube would kind of freeze the video but carry on playing the audio, and then all you had to do was rewind it and it would like go back to normal. So we rewound it and it just didn't play any more video, you just heard the audio again. So like, right, what's going on? So we came out of the video, I went to go put it back on again to see if we can reset it, and the internet just went off and it wasn't loading anymore. It was like, yeah, sorry, can't connect to the internet. So I was like, right, okay, give it a couple minutes, we'll see. Like it kind of buffered recently for like a couple minutes as well, like a month ago. So like, give it a minute, it will sort itself out. And then it didn't, so I was like, right, let me go check the router. And we're with BT, and BT has like a color system, like a light system on the routers. So it was flashing pink, so I was like, right, what does this mean? And it kind of went through some steps on how to fix it, turn it off, the usual, turn it off, turn it on again, unplug it, blah, 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 hit the reset button, and none of it worked. So BT also apparently have a whole, like, browser diagnoser sort of thing, where you literally run like a diagnostics thing, and they run their like database through your cables and stuff, I guess. And it's like, yeah, you have a fault in your line, so we need someone to come out and fix it. And I was like, great. So I book an appointment. I was like, great. So I booked an appointment for the next morning. And yeah, so the router isn't here. It's literally like there behind this screen. Like it's behind. This is a heavy screen, by the way. This is like the kind of garden divider that you put against your fences to stop your neighbors from getting in. Like it's a pretty heavy duty thing. It's really, really heavy. So it's behind that, and so is like the actual modem. Like the whole thing is there. The router's over here. The whole modem is back here. So like we weren't in the room. We were nowhere near it, and it just went off. So I was like, right, okay, cool. We had the engineer around in the morning. She was meant to arrive between 8 and 2, I think. And I was like, what's the chances she arrives, like, before 9? Like, you know, engineers never arrive when they say they're going to. 8 o'clock on the dot, the door went. Literally, I reckon she must have been standing by the buzzer, waiting for it to tick to 8, because if she came any earlier, it'd be antisocial. On a Saturday morning, right, okay. Buzz. So the door went. And she came in, I showed her what the router is, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I tried doing like a power cycle on this thing, and I tried doing this, and blah, blah. We're pretty tech savvy. Me and my husband, we are very tech savvy. So I was like, yeah, I tried doing all this stuff, like, did blah, blah, none of it worked. This thing isn't getting power to it. And she went, oh, I wonder if it just needs power to it. And I was like, well, I mean, I haven't touched it. Like, the lights haven't been on the whole time. And she was like, what's this cable? Like, just a little cable. So she plugged that in. Lights immediately came on. Within a minute and a half, the router was back on, internet was connected, and I was like, oh my god, surely that wasn't it. And I was like, I don't know how that worked. Because again, we weren't in the room. My door was shut enough. And like, this is very heavy. This is right up against, like, this is up against the thing. You can't get behind that without lifting up. And you can't lift it up very easily. So I have no idea how the cable just fell out. But apparently it did. And we looked like right tools. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel so embarrassed. She's like, no, it's fine. It's an easy job for me first thing in the morning. I was like, again, I'm so sorry. I felt like such an idiot. So I lost a stream day. And had to cancel, and I was very sad because we had no internet for all of 10 hours, maybe a bit more than that. No, it was about 12 hours, yeah. And I felt like a right mug. So yeah, make sure everything's plugged in, because here's the thing, I saw the thing wasn't plugged in, I saw that the cable was hanging there, but I was like, well, that was like that when I looked at it, so surely that's how it must have always been. It must not have been plugged in, because like, how did that just fall out? But apparently it did just fall out. So yeah, so anyway, I felt deserted, I felt isolated. I had nothing to do. My husband was going to clean, but he didn't have Spotify, he didn't have any songs downloaded on his phone on Spotify, so he was like, I can't clean without any music. So he ended up, I don't even know what he ended up doing actually, playing a Hitman or something. I have no idea what he ended up doing. I played a bit of Solo Lethal Company offline, that was boring. But yeah, we're just very bored, and it was all for nothing. Anyway, back to this build. We're like halfway through the video and I haven't even spoken about the build. So I wanted to do some sort of like shack. This is actually in the new world. I don't remember what it was called. The world that came with For Rent. I cannot remember what it's called off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, I built it in here because there's this lot that's like, it doesn't look from the map view that it's very isolated, but it is actually quite isolated. And it's quite like a nice lot. It feels like it's just on its own sort of bit. It does feel like it's kind of in the woods somewhere, and it also has like a little pier and like a little lake at the back as well. I don't think you can collect water from that lake. I know you can if you have like a gradual lake, but I'm not sure if you can from that one because it's just a pier. I don't know if you can access that, but I thought you could fish, you could be self-sufficient. I thought it was just a good kind of place, and again, it felt kind of like in its own like area, so I thought that'd be quite nice for an off-the-grid lot. But yeah, I wanted like a little shack. So it has an outhouse. It doesn't actually have a bathroom indoors, it just has an outhouse. Kind of again for the same reason where like if you're off the grid, I feel like you wouldn't really have indoor plumbing. This is slightly different. So all that bathroom stuff, it looks like regular bathroom stuff. It's not like the wooden bath, it's not like the really gross toilet, it's just regular stuff. But for base game, like there are certain things that are off the grid by default, like the cheapest fridge, the cheapest oven, all that stuff is off the grid, which is why I have got a fridge in there. There is no oven in the house though, so I don't want to have like full-on amenities inside the build. I wanted to have an outhouse sort of thing, which attached to a bit of like a shed area for the generators, so you can power your own generators. And I also wanted like an outdoor oven cooking situation. So there's like a built-in fireplace, not fireplace, I'm looking at the chimney, a built-in barbecue out the back, and like a small kitchenette inside for like dishes and preparing salads and stuff like that. But for the most part, it is just like you cook outside. So hopefully you get decent weather in this map. I haven't really played this map before, so I have no idea what the weather cycle is like. But hopefully you do. If not, I mean, you could replace the little like terrace that I did with an actual roof if you would like. But I quite liked it having the shape of that anyway. It also took me a long time to get the floor plan right, because my whole inspiration for this, even though we don't see this in the film, I wanted to try and build Jacob Black's house from Twilight, because the most that we know is that it's like quite a little rundown little shack. We've seen a bit of the outside of it in like New Moon and a little bit and stuff like that, and a tiny bit in Breaking Dawn Part 1, I think. But we don't really see anything inside, but we know that Jacob has a tiny room, and we know that from Eclipse. Is it Eclipse? It is Eclipse. We know that he has like basically a tiny room. We also know from the books that apparently like the whole room is just a bed, and he's like hanging off his bed because it's so small and he's like really lanky and shit. So I kind of wanted to build that in mind. So I wanted like a regular size like master bedroom, but a really small pokey kid's bedroom. So I just did a 3x3 bedroom for the kid and a regular 4x4 bedroom for the adult. 4x4 is kind of my main size that I do for bedrooms, honestly, because that's a good size for a double bed, but it's also like not massive. And I think it's because in the UK we don't really have massive bedrooms. It's quite rare that you do get a big bedroom in a house. So I tend to just build 4x4s. Actually, is that 4x5? That could be 4x5. But yeah, so I tend to just build quite small houses. But the floor plan took me ages. I cut out quite a lot of it actually, because the amount of times that I changed the exterior, I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. But I quite like it. There is a bit of wasted space with the hallway situation to the back door, but I like the separation. It's quite a big open space, and I like the fact that we have got some hallway space and, like, you know, bookcases tucked away in there and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I really actually like the layout of this house. I think if you got rid of all the generators and stuff, and I put some of the water collectors as well, if you got rid of some of the stuff in here, it probably would be a starter home. And I think I was initially going to try and make it starter home, and I realised very quickly it wasn't going to happen. I try not to do too many challenges at once, so the fact I was doing a limited pack build, as well as like an off the grid build, I didn't want to put too many challenges in there to also make it a starter home. So I don't think it's a starter home. So apologies for that, but you know, it wouldn't be that expensive. But yeah, I kind of made everything that you kind of needed in here. So I'm sure I put a telescope outside. There's a chess table in this build. There are generators, there's water collectors. There is an easel somewhere, I'm pretty sure, as well. I could be wrong. And then there are some planter boxes and stuff that'll be outside later on. So yeah, no, I do really enjoy this build. I have no idea how well it functions. I don't know about you. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, but I've never made the off-the-grid thing work for me. I tend to put, if I'm building my own houses, I tend to put solar panels in there. I tend to, I have words, I can't get words out my brain. I have before done like a whole thing where I had like the wind turbines and water collectors and solar panels and all that stuff, and it barely made a dent in my bills. I don't know how off-the-grid actually works. If you know, let me know, but I just have no idea how it works. The kids' bedroom, so although it's very small, I wanted to make it feel quite homely, so that chair literally serves no function. I don't think they could even sit in it because it's in the way of the dresser. But I wanted to make it look like a fake vanity unit, like kind of where they'd maybe do their homework, or like I put some books there and some colouring pencils and stuff, so that's more of a homework station. But as they get older, you can maybe put like nail varnish and makeup there potentially. But it's quite a small room, it's a bit cramped, but I feel like it looks very like cozy, so I quite enjoyed it. It's a lot of blue though, and the parents' room is a lot of beige, but yeah, I just kind of left that as simple as possible because I didn't want to overcrowd that room. There is a mirror in there and like a little ottoman for decoration, but for the most part it is just a very small room. But it's like, it's fine, it's perfectly functional, it works fine. But yeah, so the house is it's just a little house. It's just a little cute little house. I do really like it. I do think I want to play in it just to see what it is actually like off the grid. The water collectors is usually fine. Especially because I've already got the stuff outside for off the grid. I think it's the sink on the inside that isn't allowed for off the grid, but I could be completely wrong with that. So the water collector isn't a problem, but that would just save you some money on your bills if you have off the grid like utilities as well as having water collectors. That saves you some money on your bills as far as I'm aware. But the generators, I think with 2 generators that's not enough. And even with them, generators are annoying in the fact that you need to like recycle stuff. You need to rummage through your bins and do all this and blah blah and get like bits and pieces, which is literally what they're called. and you need to fill that up. And you need to do that quite often. I think you need to do that like every day. You need to do that, and it takes 20 bits and pieces. And the amount of times that I've tried doing it, it just never really has worked out for me. So I don't quite know how to do it. I really want to give it a go. So this house is okay. It is off the grid, and it should function mostly fine because there's not a lot of electric here. It should just give you some money back on your bills for the most part. But yeah, I'm just doing some landscaping now, just kind of wrapping up the build a little bit. I did at this point, I was like, I want this build to be finished, so I kind of rushed this a little bit. I don't know if I'm entirely unhappy with it, but I'm not entirely happy with it either. I just kind of, at this point, I've been doing it for 2.5 hours, and I was a little bit bored, and I had no internet, and I just wanted things to be over and done with, so just a little bit of landscaping to keep it, you know, looking quite cute, looking quite pretty. Just kind of the classic, like, big bush, small bush, small bush, getting frostbite. Small bush, like a couple of trees and stuff. And yeah, I think it's a nice little build. I think it's quite cozy. I don't know why I keep freezing it. I think I was getting so bored at this point. I kept just stopping what I was doing for 5 minutes. But yeah, that's basically the bulk of the build. So I am going to go into live mode and give you just a short tour because I don't think there's really much else we need to see for this. It's a very small build. Yeah, let's go check this out and give you a little tour. Okay, so we're in the game now, and the world is called Tomarang. That's it. I completely forgot. This world is really pretty, but I just don't really tend to use it. Oh, you can maybe collect water from down there. I think that's how it works. I think you can collect water from here, just so you know. But yeah, this is the house. I really think it's nice. I think it's like nice and cute, and I don't know, I just enjoy this house. So I do think I'm going to play in it, and I say that a lot, but I actually think I will. So let's just give you a quick tour of the downstairs. I said the downstairs, the only place is downstairs. You know what I mean? Right, so we have like a little porch area, first and foremost, just a couple of steps up, and it's just some rocking chairs. At the end here, I just put some like planter boxes and stuff that are full of like landscaping plants. So these aren't like real plants, so you can't harvest them or anything like that. They're just like landscaping. But I think that is fine, and if you really wanted to use them, you can. Sorry, my keyboard was wonky. So yeah, you can delete those if you want to, and actually make them proper like planters, but I just thought I'd leave it as it is. And I also put some easels out here, or an easel, because like look how pretty this is. Like imagine painting this in reference, like with the sun streaming through, like it's beautiful. So also keep the paint the ceilings. Through the front door we have got the living room, kitchen, dining area. It's a very open space actually. I don't tend to do open plan things like this in my day-to-day. It's not really my style, but I really like this. I did like a stone accent wall because that matches the stone on the outside of the fireplace, and it felt kind of more cottagey, shacky if I did that. So yeah. Also the horse ranch lights are sized down. I sized them down in most places, I think, apart from, that's not sized down there, is it? I can't tell. I sized them down in most places because they're quite big. But we just have a small little living room space. With just a small TV. So that isn't off the grid, so your generators would power your TV mostly. We have a little sofa, just a small little end table. I thought that'd be nice for some storage, and a nice fireplace, because that will actually keep you warm during the winter. I don't know what the weather cycle is like in Tomarang. I don't know if it's if it actually gets snowy here or not, if it does actually get cold, but I thought a fireplace might be nice and an off-the-grid place anyway. I wanted to use the one from Horse Ranch, and I really should have done, but I didn't think it was like the right sort of style. This feels too obviously new and industrial, but the other one just felt like a bit too rustic, so I just stuck with this one. A small little dining area over here, and a really small kitchenette over here. So you can make your salads. Like this counter's perfectly able to be cooked on. That one isn't really. Yeah, just a small little kitchen. I think it's quite cute. I love the little wooden accent wall over here as well, like in the hallway. And of course we have our chess table here as well. So just like a little bit of like skill building items. I wanted to make this as functional as possible. Because you're off the grid and you can't watch a lot of TV, why not play some chess, you know? Through here we have the small little hallway, just a little bookcase and a plant. And then in here we have the kids' bedroom. I really, really like this bedroom actually. So there's a clear walkway, like a walk path, and your sim can access this fine. As long as they can kind of access like the pillow area, like that sort of tile size, they're fine to access that. I'm not sure how easily you'll be able to play with Blarfy. This might be in the way, this little basket might be in the way, but you can move that if you wanted to. And obviously the fake little kind of homework area. I don't know, I thought it was quite cute. I thought it was like a nice detail in here. It does feel quite lifted, this room, I think, with the books and the posters and stuff, and yeah, I really enjoy this room. So yeah, it's quite cozy and nice and lovely in my opinion. And then through here we have the master bedroom, and again in here is very beige, it's very plain, just a little bit of clutter, some books and stuff like that. yeah, plenty of room to move around. Your Sims should be able to walk through here. If you can't, just get rid of the little ottoman thingy. It's just more for decoration, to be honest. But yeah, so that's quite a small little area. And out here we have the back porch. We just have the built-in barbecue space. This is perfectly functional. There was a gap behind the barbecue, so I put like a little shelf there. You can't really tell, honestly. I just put like a little shelf to hide the gap. And everything else is quite plain. You could put like a little bench on here. I just decided to leave it quite empty. I didn't really think, because we have seating area inside. The whole point of the barbecue isn't to eat outside, it's to cook outside and bring it inside. So I don't want to do like a table out here. I decided to leave it as it is. Down here we have the patio, and this is just a nice big open space. We have our telescope looking right up over there. How beautiful is that? A little planter box area and some water collection stations, which these do break quite a lot. They're actually quite annoying to play with. They break kind of every couple of days, but you can upgrade them and it's fine. It gets you like more parts you can ruffle through and get stuff. And then through this way we have a little generator station. This is like a little shed sort of area. I didn't paint the ceiling. Okay. Yeah, a little shed kind of area, and I quite like it. It's quite cute. So your generators are over here. These are a fire risk, so you might want to think about putting a fire alarm in here or like a sprinkler system, but I don't know if that's off the grid or not, so I don't want to use it. So just keep an eye out for these. These can be a fire risk. I thought this would be good like for little gardening stuff. I know it's technically for horses, but I thought like gardening maybe could be an idea. And then through here we just have the bathroom. This is very simple. Just a small bath shower unit. Obviously the sink. I put this light on a shelf, so the sink, you can access the sink, like, you know, you can wash your hands. Probably be a little bit tight putting your hands under there, but I wanted an extra light in here, and I didn't really want to just have that one in here alone, so I raised the mirror up. So the mirror is a little bit too high, but like you can just jump, I guess. I don't know, there's a mirror inside the house, but I like that little thing. And you know, you can clutter that up with a bit more of your own stuff, you know, if you bring your own comb and your own like colognes and stuff. And obviously the toilet, ignore the bushes creeping in, that's honestly fine. And I put this little unit in here for like added storage, because I imagine you would want to keep your towels and stuff out here and not inside, because what if you forget to bring one out? You can't yell for someone to come bring you a towel. Like, you know, when you ever go to have a shower, you're like, hey, can you bring me a towel? They won't hear you from in here, so you'll just be like naked and wet, and I don't imagine it'd be quite nice out here. So yeah, basically this is the whole build done. It's very simple. It is quite a small build. There's just basic landscaping around. Yeah, that's essentially it. What do you guys think? How do you like it? Have you figured out how to use off the grid yet? Because I still haven't, and I don't know what to think about it. I'd love to use it more, but I just don't know how to. I said in the last video, if you guys saw that this video is meant to be like an actual sit down and build video. I haven't finished building that yet. I'm like still in between filming, and it's been too long between the videos, so I thought I had this video ready to go. I'll just do a quick voiceover. So next week next week, I don't know, next week will be, or next video will be an actual sit down and build with me video. So apologies for that. I've just been so busy. I've had a lot of emote commissions. I've been doing my driving lessons and just had a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't really had time to carry on building. So apologies for that. But next video will be that. And speaking on frequency of videos, I'm trying to do like not every week, not every fortnight. I'm trying to do like an in-between, so like every kind of 10 days. This video has been 2 weeks since the last one, so again, I'm so sorry about that. But at least 2 months, but I'm trying to do like 3 months kind of, if I can. So let me know any video ideas you have down below. There'll be more coming shortly, don't you worry. Yeah, thanks for being here. If you like the video, please leave me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Yeah. Bye bye.
It's that first day of first grade, that cute girl, your third day, that backpack, that snapback you've had since the 3rd grade. The first time you got laid, the worst time you got played. It hurt, but you're okay. You learn from your mistakes. Your friends back in high school, we thought we were so cool. We'd steal Jack, my dad's stash, and drink the